Good morning, youtube.biz/find my career. It's another Leaf after math morning. Uh, Last night's game, they had Calgary at home in Toronto, and after the previous two games were a 7-4 victory against New Jersey and an 8-4 loss to Florida, everybody's expecting all these and multiple goal games that came before all those ones. Um, it was surprising that this game turned into a bit of a defensive battle. The first period was very evenly played. Not a lot of chances, especially not a lot of good chances. It was kind of a tentative feeling out kind of period. Good pace, very close, but not anything too extreme. And then as the game rolled on, the chances started to come and come and come, and then until the third period when things just got pretty frantic, especially on the Leafs side of things. As the game went on, the Leafs got better and became the better team, but Calgary would be the team that ended up striking first in the second period. Nothing Freddie could have done. It was just a tip about 3 feet in front of him, and then bounced down right through his legs under his pad. So nothing you can do about that other than just keep at it, and that's what the Leafs did. They went to the room at the second intermission down 1-0, but came out in the third period firing on all cylinders. That's kind of when they took over the game. Eventually they got on the board on a power play. Tavares was carrying it down the left side, and Nylander was just sitting in the crease with his stick hard on the ice, and Tavares literally, like, it was a pass, but it was a hard pass. It was almost like he took a wrist shot right at Nylander's stick, and then all he had to do was sit there and let it tip into the net. So that was a nice little goal. Great play by Tavares, and good for Willie for being in the blue paint and battling to keep his stick down, because he's a very talented player, but he can be soft. That's the only thing that I don't like about his game. But that showed a side of him that wasn't so soft, doing that sort of thing. So that was good. That got the Leafs to even. And then as the third period went on, they just got more and more chances, and it just turned into the Calgary goalie show. David Riddick, he just kind of shut the Leafs down, and Calgary is the only team Austin Matthews has not scored against in the league so far, and he came so close numerous times, I think including the shootout, which they would eventually get to. He took 10 shots in total on the Calgary net and wasn't able to get one to go. And there was one in the third period where I forget who it was, maybe Nylander, no, Janssen fed him a cross crease pass as they had a 2-on-1 break, and Riddick came across from left to right and stuck out the blocker on him, and it was like, sure goal. No, it was like, that was the 2-1, or maybe they hadn't scored yet at that point. I think they had. That would have been the go-ahead goal, I think. And he just got robbed, and it was like that the whole third period. He just kept robbing them. But they were able to come back in that third, tie it up, and at least scrape a point out of the game. And they went to the overtime period with that point in the bank. The overtime was crazy. I think Calgary probably possessed the puck a little bit more, but 3-on-3 overtimes, it's a lot of going in the zone and then coming back out the zone while you get a line change, and then waiting for that right opportunity to take a chance and get a shot. And so the chances at both ends were pretty good chances. The Leafs had more, and Riddick again stoned them all. So eventually it was just destined to go to a shootout, and the Leafs sent out Spezza, Matthews, and Marner. None of them could get it to go. And I don't even want to tell you who scored for Calgary, because I hate him so much, the frizzy-haired punk. And I can't wait till the next Battle of Alberta. Nothing's going to happen. The league's going to go, you guys better behave in this game, and nothing better happen, and there's going to be fines and more suspensions. It's always a letdown, but I'm going to be tuned in no matter what, just in case. So that's how it ended. But like I said, they battled back, scraped a point out of it. Probably should have had the win. I think overall they were the better team. The stats were all pretty close. It was, for the most part, a pretty close game. I just think the Leafs had that edge, and they should have won the game. But that's the great game of hockey, right? That's why you play, and that's why goalies can steal you games sometimes and all that stuff. So, and goalies can lose you games sometimes too when you have a bad night. So, so I mean, they had the slight edge in shots, slight edge in face-offs. Their power play hit, whereas their penalty killing was perfect. and the hits were pretty close too. They only had a few less hits, which is abnormal because normally they have a lot less hits, and Calgary had to block a pile of shots too. So overall, I think it was the Leafs' better night, but they didn't come out on top, so that's too bad. And you're really starting to see with the injuries to the blue line, they're starting to kind of come into their own. Marinson is a defenseman who he's always been like their seventh defenseman, but I find the more he's in the lineup on a regular basis, the better he gets. You can't just put him in for a game every 3 weeks or whatever and expect him to be really good. He needs regular playing time. Maybe not top minutes, but he needs to be in the lineup regularly to become effective. And he's started to do that now that he's been in for a while. He's starting to play really well. Tyson Barrie, you're really starting to see how good he is. With he's just all over the place. He's down low behind the other team's goal line at times, and then later on that play, he's back in his own end, below his own blue line, making defensive plays. Right, so he's kind of the I think the quarterback for everything on the back end now that Riley's out for a bit. But yeah, it's been the defense has been good, especially going into this game after those high scoring games and only bowing out 2-1 in a shootout, right? So that's a pretty encouraging defensive effort. And I heard that they're supposed to get Muzzin back soon, so that'll be big. That'll get another good defender back into their lineup and a guy who likes to hit. So which is sorely missed on that front as well. So, but yeah, overall they pulled a point out of it. It's too bad they couldn't win, but at least it was a Western Conference opponent, so they're not giving it to somebody in their own conference or division or whatever. So yeah, we'll see what the weekend has to bring. And until then, and enjoy whatever's going on wherever you are. We got a ton of snow last night, so I don't even want to go outside and see how much I have to shovel this morning. But it's inevitable. So wish me luck.